Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the second of two Canadian Starship live streams today. First order of business. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Leave me a comment right over there if you can see me, if you can hear me. Also, let me know if you can hear Ken. Ken, are you there?
I am here.
Ken is volunteered to produce tonight, which is awesome. It's always nice to have somebody to talk off of with the streams. That way I'm not just talking to nobody. So let's see. We've got Stephen Haynes here in the chat. We've got Jody in the chat. Darth Trent is here. Let's see who else. We've got David James here. So we've got quite a few people here already. Good evening, everyone. Everybody is kind of saying hello to everybody in the chat. Awesome. Just everybody's saying hello. And there we are. How are you doing tonight, Ken?
I'm doing well. I did a little soldering with Jody earlier today, and that went pretty well.
I heard about that in Discord messages. Is he getting the hang of it?
Yeah, you can definitely tell, he's getting better.
Yep.
Yeah, getting more experience.
Well, Jody, I think that all you need is some confidence in it. And once you get it, I think it's just going to open up a whole lot of options for you because you've already got the creativity. You've already got the scratch building skills. I think that adding the soldering component is just going to open up a world of building options for you. So, and look at this.
Nice.
You got an Omni Thingamid today.
He must have just got it too because he didn't have it when we were doing our soldering.
Yeah, they definitely come in handy. All right. I'm going to put my keyboard up there. I'm going to grab a little ship. Bring it in. Land it on the desk.
I don't think I've seen that one before. What ship is that?
Oh, some little thing. Not very well known. But yeah, so I've got it here on the desk. And I'm going to... also, for those who were here on my earlier stream complaining, I've got my tea. Earl Grey. Hot. I was on coffee earlier. The earlier streams, I'm on coffee. But the 9 o'clock Saturday night stream is always tea Earl Grey hot.
Trent says it's a wee ship.
A wee little ship, yes. There we go. So where did I leave off? Well, can't remember how much of it I did on how much I did during the live stream and how much I've kind of just finished off in between. But all of the navigation lights are ready to be joined together. And that's the last of the work that has to be done on the lower saucer before we get moving towards the upper saucer. So there are no flashers on the bottom saucer. So we're just going to run the wires for the flasher circuit directly over and out the impulse engine over here, because that's how I'm going to connect everything together once the top saucer goes. I'm going to be connecting them. Running the bottom ones out the bottom of the impulse, the top ones out the top of the impulse, join them up outside the ship once the ship is put together, and then tuck them in there. And so since there is no flasher on the bottom saucer, I can just run these directly out here. These are coming up from the flashers in the secondary hull. The constant on nav lights, so the red, the red green, if they don't find you handsome, at least they should find you handy. And the white constant ons are on the orange and brown wires, and we do have those. Those will go over here too, and we'll join everything up. So, how is everyone doing this evening? How's everybody doing? And what are you working on? What are you working on tonight while you're watching live stream? Rumor has it that there's going to be a live stream after this live stream. So if you want to keep going after I'm done tonight, we'll put the link in the chat for you to head over to Jody's channel for his live stream starting when this one ends.
Yes, Jody's saying that Mary went down to the mailbox and collected his Omni Fixo for him. Trent saying congratulations to Jody, and Steven saying nice one, Jody.
Nice.
Devin Smith is here. He says, great. 2 1-350 Grissoms and a 1/72nd TIE Fighter. Apparently that's what he's working on. So it's 2 kits, a 1/350 Grissom and a 1/72nd TIE Fighter.
I think that there's going to be in a little while. There's going to be quite a bit of 350 Grissom action going on the on the internet.
That's right.
Not sure when that's going to happen, but rumor has it.
Thanks. No, I have that song in my head.
Which song is that?
Rumor has it.
Oh. I just turned my face cam off because I have to stand up to do this work, and there's no point in you just having a clear shot of my chest and stomach. So,
let's see here. Tony, who goes by Fat Man's Kitchen, says he's doing pretty well, and he's doing cardboard stuff.
Cardboard stuff.
So I'm
like
guessing
building out of cardboard.
That's more terrain, I'm guessing.
I see.
Oh, Devin Smith is saying 3 kits, 2 Grissoms, 1 TIE Fighter.
Okay.
Trent is still working on his 1/72nd Bandai X-Wing.
I wouldn't know what it's like working on multiple kits at one time.
And Jody says, thank you for the plug.
Yeah. Like I've said before, I wish that YouTube had a raid function so that we could just automatically send everybody over there.
Yes.
And start a raid on your channel. But they don't have that feature yet. They should.
Oh, hopefully someday.
Yeah. So the blue and the white are the flasher circuit. And as I said, since there are no flasher circuits on the lower saucer, or no flasher lights on the lower saucer, they're just basically coming right up the neck and out the impulse housing so that I can join them up to the top when I close it up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the revised Enterprise D kit because it comes with the walls for the impulse.
I was going to ask you that if the revised one was going to come with something for the impulse engines there.
Yeah. In fact, I am getting a revised Enterprise D kit.
That's right. You were saying that. I heard that.
Let me see if I can pull that. I mean, I can pull that up because I think it's interesting to see. So just give me a moment here.
Okay. Tony says he's doing more terrain, thinking of a church or castle. Got to use the bell and a couple other bits to make space. And Devin Smith says, why do you all think there'll be so many Grissoms worked on now? And, well, Devin, a while ago, I bought a bunch of Grissoms for people. And we're going to be doing a HTM build of the Grissom at some point coming up in the near future, I hope.
So here is the exploded view of the updated Enterprise D kit.
Nice.
And so there are some improvements to that kit. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and show off a few of them. First of all, the resin block underneath here, you can see that it's got these like Cheerios on top, these circular bits. So they've created those to slot into the plate, the metal plate that goes between the lower and upper secondary hull. When we look at some other views, you'll be able to see that they've also got those locating pillars, I guess, built into the upper secondary hull as well, so that everything gets perfectly aligned and you don't have to worry about lining it up by eye. On the back section, they've got some locator pins now, some locator slots for the nacelles, so that's a good upgrade. They've got a light wall now between the warp chiller grills and the Buzzards. Now, they've chosen to add the wall right onto the back nacelle part, which hopefully that's printed as one piece, because that will really help keep these edge pieces together properly. So that this area of the warp nacelle goes up against this, that should go together a lot better. So I'm happy to see that. And so there's a place for wiring to go through there. They've got the channels built in. That's something they did between the first and the second version. Obviously, they've got a metal arm going up through the neck now instead of the resin one, which is a huge upgrade. And they've got the saucer disc. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these things before in one of these builds, but they've got this. They've also got locator pins for them, and they've built in light boxes for LED strips for phaser arrays.
Really nice.
Yeah. So that's been done. And there is, you can see in here, there's some parts. I'll have to go to some additional. Oh, now I'm going to have to probably zoom out. Nope. So you can see these individual parts. I'm assuming they've opened this up for the wiring to come through. Let's see. So you can see how the locator pins are, or the locator pillars hold these areas in. They've also cut the metal piece at a different shape back here. That's going to be very helpful. That's something that was not done on mine. Let's continue. Here is the metal armature going together. There's those pillars underneath here.
Really nice.
Yeah. They've also made a change to the deflector dish. You can see there's an opening here. There's more on that. Also, look at this. They've created openings already for those navigation lights on the neck, which is super helpful. It's a pain getting those LEDs in there. And they've opened up a spot here also.
For your photon?
Well, I'm not sure if that's to facilitate lighting to the photon or if that's for the navigation light that goes there. I'm going to guess it's for the nav light that goes there. And you can see how it all fits together here. And then there's some neck details that they've changed on the inside. So that would be the opening for the nav light there.
Nice.
Yeah, they're highlighting the nav light holes here. You can see the channels for that stuff. They've added an opening for an LED. Now, I would still use the LED strip, but they've put an opening there so you don't have to create your own if you're just using a 5mm. Okay. There's the hole in the front of the deflector. I'm wondering if they've added the opening for the photon there. Okay, this is exciting. They've adjusted how they make the dish, and that's going to make installing the dish a lot better. So there's a backing on it. Previously, actually, I've got the dishes here. Oh, let me just grab it here and switch over to. I'll switch over to face cam. So you've got your deflector. This one's already painted, but it's just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So now they've got a back piece on it, which will certainly assist with installation, because they didn't provide anything to mount this with. So that's a good improvement. Let's see. You can see some changes in here.
Do you want to change the camera over for us?
Yeah, sorry. So before I go back to the thing, there's no built-in support to align the top saucer with the neck, meaning you have to do that yourself. So let me just get the screen back up. You can see that they've added some supports in here to help with the alignment of the top saucer. So nice. That's certainly very helpful. Let's see what else. Now they haven't provided any armature for the pylons. So whenever I go to build another one, I will still have to add my own supports for the pylons, because I'm still not certain that the resin will support itself.
Well, especially over a long period of time, and that's a huge investment.
Yeah. And here you can see the new alignment slots for the warp nacelles. Very handy.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see how those align. There's another look at the new light block walls going in there. That's going to be very helpful to the builder. It's going to make this joint here so much more clean. How are we doing on chat? Oh, and they've got holes already built in for the nav lights.
I'm just holding off on chat until you're kind of done showing this, and I'll go through some more chat.
Here you can see they'll provide the phasers already open. I'm curious how the structural integrity of that piece is going to hold, but I think it's connected on the inside. So I think you would put your LED strips in from the outside. Is how I think that's working. Because so it's topped off. So that's how they're getting the structural integrity. So that's a good thing.
Well, it's better than the whole system they had before.
Yeah. Let's go through some comments, and I'll just pop in if there's something I want to highlight.
Sure. So David James was saying he's continuing his work on his future Enterprise D and was annoyed to find that AMT saucer halves don't line up perfectly, and then he needs to move one of his nav lights now.
Oh, yeah.
Then he was saying, that revised Helios kit looks like it goes together much better.
So here's another look at the supports on the back of the neck to help with that neck alignment.
Nice. Let's see here. Tony was talking about he's not sure about his if he should be doing sci-fi or fantasy as far as weathering goes. Jody has 2 Grissoms, Mama Grissom and Baby Grissom. David says, it would have been nice if someone did a test build to find all these issues before selling them to us.
Yeah, I know, right? But you know what? It was their first kit, and they've learned a lot since. And if you haven't built it yet, I'm not sure how well the armature would work, because there's a lot of locating pins and stuff like that. I'm sure you could still do it. There's a look at the upper saucer phaser ring, and it's got the locating pins for the metal armature built in there.
And that phaser strip will also work good for putting strip lighting on the around the outside of it.
Yeah, so on these ones, what I've done is I put the strip lighting on the disc.
Yep.
Right? But when I do this one, I'll just be able to put it on the inside and on the outside of the phaser strip here. So
Yeah.
that'll be quite useful.
Jody says, I think you could get away with a narrower support for the pylons, but I bet the extra weight at the back helps balance it out.
It does, and the problem is finding the right size stock. So, and you want it to be well secured. So they've got the shuttle bay, but they also now have a conference room. And
nice.
So designed for the model.
That is cool.
So again, I think this came from them seeing some other builds. So I'm not sure how accurate the sizing of it is, but because look how close. Let me.
Yeah, Worf would be a little squeezed in there.
Yeah, but I think they're going for a bit of a forced perspective type of deal.
Right.
So, and I mean, if it comes with the kit, and you don't have to buy it separately, then I think that might be a good deal.
Oh, for sure.
We zoom out. There's the installation of it. It looks like it's joined together. Let me go back. No, it's not joined together. Kind of looked like it was there, but they're showing that going in. And your alignment is done for you, apparently, with that kind of egg-shaped disc that it's sitting on.
Nice.
So that's good. They do have a hole for your LED to go in there for the nav light on the back.
Yep.
Which was missing on the previous.
You know, and for that scale, it's kind of nice to have something like this to see in there because it is large enough that you can see it with, easily with the eye.
Yeah. Now the shuttle bay isn't exactly canon, but
it's good representation.
And then you've got your door that looks like it could go in and out.
It'd be good to magnetize.
Yeah. They're showing how the armature piece goes in. How the saucer goes together. That looks like it's a better nub there.
Yes, definitely.
And here's the impulse. You know what, though? Hold on. It's open on the bottom, so I can still do the exact same trick I did before.
Yeah, no
there
kidding.
Are the walls, but it's still open where I could put the wiring through. I'm glad at least that was left open like that, because that's the only way logistically to get the top and the bottom assembled with the to get the wiring put together after you assemble the top and bottom. So
right.
There it is.
Yeah, that is a large number of modifications they made, and it looks so much better.
Yeah, I'm still trying to convince Daniel to add the grid lines, because I think that would be really helpful. Then there are. Let me just grab these other two pictures here. So they did also do a couple more additions here. So they've added some of this detail that I added with vinyl on the neck. So the square patches here, the bits underneath the shuttle. So they've added that into the sculpt, and they've added the round porthole windows here, which I still have to add. I'm just I wanted to wait until the Aztec paint was done, so I could line it up with the paint line. So I've still got to add that, but that's just going to be holes drilled in, and I'll fill those with microcrystal clear. So
right on.
Yeah, so lots of improvements. So I'm happy that I'm going to be able to get a hold of a copy of this. And then I'm still planning to also get a copy of the Enterprise C studio scale down the road. But this one's going to be, the D is going to be the priority, because I think the D is, I want to make sure that I've got the availability to build another one if I want to. So I want to secure that one. So let's catch up on the chat.
No, we are caught up.
Oh, we are caught up?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I didn't know that you had gotten caught up. I'm just going to star that last comment so we know where we left off. I'm just refilling my tea, Earl Grey hot.
Captain Charlemagne just showed up. He says, hello, everyone. He says, hi, everyone.
Welcome back.
You just missed a recap of the revised kit that's coming out soon.
Yeah, I believe that they're taking orders for it now.
Nice.
Wait, did I need to put my gloves on? No, I didn't need to put my gloves on because I'm going to be soldering next, I think.
And people are saying hello to Captain Charlemagne. And he's asking revised kit?
Yeah, they are. They've made improvements to this kit, and they're taking orders for another batch. Lots of improvements over the first iteration of the kit. A lot of just quality of life for building improvements.
Yeah, I mean, the way it looks like it's laid out reminds me more of how they did it with the Excelsior.
Yeah. All right, first thing I'm going to do is chop off the end of these power lines, because I don't need any additional now. And I will cap those off with a little bit of fiber. Did I just say fiber?
You did.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Take two. We're going to cap those off with a little bit of shrink tube, just so that there is no risk of the metal being exposed, any shorting, anything like that. So
You want to change the camera angle again?
right. Sorry, that's a service I provide.
David James says, think I might need to splurge on the new version 2. Going to be hard to put together the old one, knowing there's a nicer version out there.
Well, I've already chatted with one person who has listed their version 1 for sale and is ordering version 2.
That's what I was going to say. Is yeah, try to list that first version and get rid of it as quick as possible. Captain Charlemagne says, yeah, sorry I was late. Just finished watching Wrath of Khan before I came over. Oh, good movie.
There we go. That's the negative side dealt with. What I was doing, here, I can move this a little bit so you can see more what I'm doing. What I was doing was I had a main power line coming in, and I was just splicing into that everything that had to be fed off of it. So I can cut the. I'm actually sitting down right now, so I can have the face cam on. So I would create a gap in the sheath on here with my wire strippers, and so I could tie in right into the middle without having to cut the wire. And so I did that multiple times through here. And then that leaves a bit of an end that I don't need. So I'm just capping those off because I've got feeds already going out the impulse engine here, ready to be joined to the leads going into the upper saucer. So I can cut these off. I can cap them off because they now don't need to go anywhere as far as powering stuff.
GNDN?
Yeah, GNDN. Well,
These ones do something, but
past this point, they are then GNDN conduits. So GNDN past that point.
yes.
So typically, if I'm just ending a cable, and I don't want any risk of it touching anything and shorting anything, what I'll do is I'll put the narrowest of shrink tube on, and then I will have some extra. I'll bend it over and then cap it with a bigger piece. That way, there's no chance of any of the wire inside being exposed. It's just a nice way to end off the wire. Because if you just put the piece, like a piece of shrink tube on, you've always got that open exposed end. And no matter how you like squish it down after heating it, you always run the risk of it opening, right? So I just like to do that 2-layer shrink tube. Were you in the stream when I fell off my chair last week?
No. I came in later.
So I'm on a rolly chair, right? And I have a nasty habit of sitting right on the edge of my chairs. And so sometimes if I'm sitting too far on the edge and I go back a little bit, all the weight is on the very front edge. And so if I move forward a little bit, it then can run the risk of flipping out from underneath me. So that's what happened last week. Trying not to repeat that. I'm just standing up to get better access to all these wires so I can start working on joining them together.
So I was just looking at stuff the other day, and from
looking at stuff that can be expensive.
Boy, tell me. There was who is it? Cosmic Scale. They do like a bunch of the resin, like shuttlecraft, and
they've got the Delta Fly. They've got the big Delta Flyer. They've got the nice speedboat shuttle.
Yeah, and then they've got Greeblies for a shuttle bay. I thought that would be kind of cool to do a little vignette or a diorama of part of a shuttle bay.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully plan on getting some of their kits, some of Keith's kits, like the Delta Flyer. I'd love to do at some point, like the large size one. I'd love to do the Voyager shuttle. I'm trying to remember what else he's got, but he's got a couple kits I'd like to get my hands on at some point. It's the same kind of material as what this is.
Yeah. Let me look.
All right. I think just for wire management here, I'm going to stick a piece of shrink tube. Actually, let me grab one of these clips and clip it onto all these wires, hold them together. Then I'm going to run.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say he's got the TNG bridge diorama.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the dioramas. I'm a ships guy, hence the name of my channel. Although I love a good prop too. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I'd love to do like a fully lighted TNG phaser or something like that at some point. So I do like a good prop from time to time. Tricorder, phaser, communicator, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's got the travel pod.
Like the shuttle pod from the travel pod from Star Trek 1, and then I think he's got a shuttle pod from Enterprise.
He's got the air tram, which Kirk comes on first. Yeah.
He's got a bunch of non-Trek stuff too.
He does, yeah. Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, other stuff too. Let's see here. So Jody says Keith was at the live stream with us at Wonderfest. He's a really nice guy, and he liked my models.
Talking about Keith?
Yes.
Yeah, Keith. Keith printed up all of the decals I needed for these projects. Printed up the custom artwork. So Lou redid his artwork for me for the custom name and registry. Sent it off to Keith, and Keith printed it all for me. So I've got all that in the shop now.
So Captain Charlemagne says, so I've been thinking this afternoon on names for my Excelsior variant Dreadnought. What do you guys think is a better name for a Dreadnought? Perseus or Hesperides? Going with Greek theme.
Let me pull that up and actually see what they are. Perseus or Hesperides? Hesperides.
Perseus, because I can say it easier.
Perseus? Hesperides? Hesperides? Yeah, I would say Perseus.
Oh, good to hear, Jody. He said he just successfully fixed his lights he broke today.
Nice. Did you fix them by soldering? That's my question. You must be on your iPad.
I am. Yes, he said. Jody says yes.
Good. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jody does once he gets the hang of the soldering. Because I think he'll start playing around with different lighting effects and stuff, and he'll probably come up with some ideas that other people haven't thought of.
Oh, for sure. And like I was telling you before the stream, and then what I told Jody is I'm going to send him a bunch of my 9-volt LEDs and my 9-volt battery connectors and stuff that I'm not using.
I hear he could use some LED strips.
Yes. And Captain Charlemagne says, oh, sorry. It moved on me. Said the second name is Nyms of the Evening and Daughters of the Titan Atlas.
Okay. Those, if those are the names, those would be pretty long names. Or are you explaining what the names are?
Jody says, I already have ideas, but I cannot implement them yet.
Knew it. So it'll be fun to see when he's able to implement his ideas.
Yes. Oh, I see. Cosmic Scale is also selling resistors now, packs of 10. Interesting.
Guess it makes sense to sell the supplies you need to build the models.
One-stop shopping. He's got the 1650 Enterprise D decal sheets.
He's got the decal sheets for like the decals for this project, like the default Enterprise D ones on his website, I believe.
Nice. And he's got a lot of the Aztec dummy stuff he's been dealing with lately. Captain Charlemagne says it's what the name was in regards to Greek myth.
Okay, so just explaining what the names he mentioned were.
Yes.
Got it. Sometimes it can be hard when it's just text on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, he's also got the Matt Jeffries TOS concept shuttle.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a nice one as well.
The other TOS era shuttle I really like is Bill's design.
Okay, yeah.
That's a cool design.
There's the Ferengi shuttle.
Right, Quark's Fortune or something like that.
Yeah. Jody says the Javelin.
The Javelin, yeah.
That'd be a name for a ship, yeah.
That's Bill Krause's shuttle.
Oh, okay.
He had it at Wonderfest a couple years ago.
I've got a couple of the Cosmic Scale models lighting kits, one for the Enterprise C and I think one for the Excelsior.
And you got the base, right?
And yeah, I've got a lot of his bases. He's got the 1/72nd scale Type 4 shuttle.
Some would say that you've got your bases covered.
I do have my bases covered.
Let's see. David James says, I still want a proper model of the Ferengi Marauder someday. Well, guess what? I can't remember who it was at Wonderfest. But I know how I can figure it out. Let me go to my YouTube channel and the YouTube video that I produced all by myself from the dealer room. I'm sitting down now. I can do that. View my channel. View Wondervest. Dealer room. Oh, there's an advertisement. I'll just wait for the advertisement to go through. Having to wait for advertisements on my own videos. Seriously.
In the meantime, Devin says he's putting a Javelin in each of his Repulse classes. I look forward to it.
Cool.
Jody has his bases covered.
Mm-hmm.
He said some are covered, the rest are hanging on the wall. By the way, Jody has a lot of like bass guitars, so guitar humor.
All right, so I'm just scanning through. I'm not sure which route Aaron took through the dealer room, so I'm just kind of scanning through till I see what I want. Here's round 2. What I'm looking for is on the other side of the aisle. No! Oh. So the guy that was at this plate at the spot where my booth was last year. Okay, I'm going past it. All right, let me show this screen here. You can see where in the room it was. We're looking for this one, this table here. So this
Super Star Destroyer.
This booth, hopefully Aaron shows it. Come on, pan up, Aaron, pan up. Pan up, up, camera up. No! Anyway, there's a the old Ferengi Marauder model that there are only a few of them produced. Way back when he's got his hands on one and has the IP rights to the model, so he's going to refurbish it and create new castings of it. But it's something. It's I think it's I'm not sure what scale it is, but it's a decent size.
Yeah, David said he watched your Wonderfest videos, but he doesn't remember seeing anything like that.
Yeah, might have to find it in one of the other people's Wonderfest videos. Because had I filmed it myself, I would have filmed that part of it. So,
and Captain Charlemagne asks, out of curiosity, aside from the Galaxy class variant, has there been any other starships named Andromeda?
I do not know. No idea. I didn't even know there was a Galaxy class named that.
I did not either. I'm aware there was the TV show.
Yeah. Not a Star Trek TV show, though.
No, it was not. David says, made by the guys who did the Star Wars kits. I looked up their Facebook page before, so I will look through it again. And then Steve Martin says, evening, Andrew and company.
Good evening. How's it going?
And Captain Charlemagne says, STO ship.
Okay. I'm not overly familiar with the Star Trek Online stuff. I have never played.
I downloaded it when it was for free. I'm thinking it's still probably for free to download. And I think I played it for like a week or something, and that was really about it.
Yeah.
It was okay, but I mean, I think at the time I was living up in the north, and I think I might have even been on dial-up back then. Yep.
No, don't pick up the phone.
No, I had a dedicated phone line for that.
Okay.
And Todd's here. He says hello and good evening, all.
Welcome, Todd. How's it going? Welcome to stream number 2. And then
Jody's
after this stream, just as a programming note, Jody will be going live after I'm done. So you can stick around and hang out with Jody once I'm done my stream at 11 Eastern.
Yes. Jody says he tried Star Trek Online. It was really hard. Steve Martin says, what's going on, T-Mods? Let's see who else. Captain Charlemagne says, I play from time to time. Jordy, when I'm bored. I know Todd and Jordan were looking to do a little bit of that for a while there, but the timings just never lined up well.
Well,
maybe one day.
Jordan would need to not be working for a day.
Yes. And Todd says he just finished posting his latest Titanic build issues, and he's on to Optimus Prime.
Very cool.
So that was just your steady on white light you put on up front there?
What was that?
You just put on your steady white light on the front there?
Yeah, I didn't add a brown wire to this. I don't need it to go very far. And
Yep.
honestly, I might, like, it doesn't even need a wire attached to it to reach, but it's going to make adding the brown wire, the 30 gauge, to the oh, phew. For a moment there, I thought I didn't add a resistor where I needed to add it on the on the positive. It's there. Heart attack avoided. It's going to make it easier for me to join to the rest of the rest of the brown wiring if I attach that now. So just for a little bit of ease of attaching everything else here in a minute or two.
And Captain Charlemagne was asking Todd, which Optimus, Gen 1 or mod or the later iteration?
I think I forgot to pre-tin that one.
Did you remember to shrink tube it?
If I don't pre-tin it, it makes it a little bit harder to join to the other wire.
I was showing Jody that pre-tinning them.
Yeah.
Todd says that the movie one from Fan Home. Jody says, don't forget to add the fiber.
Yes, the fiber. Exactly.
He means to your diet. He's concerned about your health.
Go. I love that I can just pick this up and it starts up right away. Having this attached to the solder station has saved me a lot of time.
That is cool.
And then as soon as I set it down, it goes in cooling mode, and then it'll go into sleep mode until I pick it up again. All right, now I can start joining the brown cables together. Oh, and this time I'm going to run one all the way over here before I forget. I prefer the wire on a spool.
That's the wire wrapping wire, is it?
Yeah. It is. All right, so just going to combine all of the brown wires. Ooh, that one's going to be a little bit short. Not too short.
As I'm looking at Cosmic Scale Models website, Star Trek The Next Generation really had a lot of different types of shuttlecraft.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And then just the ones he has is, what he's got here. He's got the Type 8, the Type 6.
Oh, sorry. Did you say Star Trek The Next Generation, or did you say Star Trek Generations?
Next Generation.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard Generations. Like, I don't remember there being a lot of shuttles.
He's
There were
got
some, but
he's got the 6, 7, 8, 9, 15A. What else has he got? Going through, and those are just the ones he has. So, and then from the same era, you got stuff like the Delta Flyer.
yeah. Yeah, he's got a bunch of cool stuff on there.
Yeah. Captain Charlemagne says that's cool. Seen the fan home one. Seen the fan home one. It looks nice, but I will have issues, as I know fan home is not free of them from what I've seen of their stuff so far. He's talking about the Optimus Prime. David James says, found a photo of that Marauder at the Cross Model Works booth. Looks pretty massive.
Yeah. I've known about that model for a number of years. Could never find it anywhere. Apparently, the reason for that is because there's only ever been a small handful of them cast. Just putting a small shrink tube collar on here to keep these together while I solder them all together.
Yeah, I'd really have to take a close look at one of those, like a Studio Marauder or anything like that, just to, because in my mind, I'm not recalling much detail on it. Just a big horseshoe crab looking thing.
It's got a ton of windows.
Yeah. A lot of windows in the back.
Yeah. Bunch of details in the engine, in the fronts of the engines. Actually, the studio model moved. So
Okay.
it went into kind of like an attack mode. So
Yeah.
parts of the model moved to
Okay.
a new configuration. You could barely tell on screen, and you probably wouldn't have noticed unless you knew to look for it.
Okay, Jody says apparently it could extend the neck.
Yeah. Something on the top happened as well. I think the little claws on the fronts of the warp engine portions moved.
Were those like the disruptors or whatever type of beam weapons?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And Jody says, yeah, there was a pod on top that came up.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I kind of remember seeing the neck extend, but yeah.
That was a case of details that were there, but you just never really noticed them in the show.
Yeah, and back then too, it wasn't high definition or anything. Like I've got that adversary set.
Yeah, that's such a small, piddly thing.
It is.
In there. It's only about like that long.
Yep.
If that.
So, Jody, I know I could ask you this in your stream, but I'm going to ask you right now. Do you think you'll be trying to put a few lights in the Klingon bird of prey that goes with the Grissom? Oh, good. He says he's going to try and put some lights in there. Nice. Jody also says, I haven't watched an episode in 30 years, but I remember a YouTube video about the Ferengi ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of introduced at first as kind of possibly being a bit of a threat, and then just
They
no,
didn't quite land that way.
no.
But what we ended up getting is better, especially
I would agree.
DS9.
Really
Ferengi.
flush them out.
Yeah. Essentially, Quark really was the pivotal character for fleshing out Ferengi.
Yeah. Plus, he was also one of the first Ferengi you ever saw
He was.
in the Next Generation.
Yes, he was.
Just not as Quark, just the actor.
Yep. He was also a box. All right. So I do believe that. Oh, I'm just missing a wire. Where'd it go?
It's over there.
I forgot to connect it. Arg. Time for me to remove the shrink tube.
Fun, fun, fun.
I'm like, where is the lead that's supposed to go to the top saucer? That's kind of important.
Only if you want those lights there.
Mm-hmm. This is the point where I try not to add any more blood into the build.
It's also nice to see that Cosmic Scale Models is also selling some nice kits as well.
Yep. If only I could get every kit I wanted.
Yes. Although for like you said, you do like some of the props. He does have the motion picture tricorder.
When it comes to tricorders, it needs to be next gen or later. For me. The flip tricorders.
Yep. Although there's that new collectible one that came out, looks really nice from the original series.
And not really interested in the original series stuff, to be honest. I find the next gen stuff and later more interesting.
Right, yeah. Well, more from our generation, right? David James says, speaking of Bird of Prey, I just picked up the Golden Armor kit for a good deal. It's got a 3-foot wingspan, so should be pretty impressive on display.
Sorry, what kit is that?
The Bird of Prey from Golden Armor.
Okay.
I don't know of Golden Armor, but Klingon Bird of Prey with a 3-foot wingspan would be, yes, it would be impressive.
There was a studio scale put out by Nyson Models. It was pretty big. Simon Merckx built that, put lasers in the tips of the guns on the wings. Green lasers.
Nice. I haven't watched many of his videos lately. It's been a long time.
Well, he's had a whole lot of health issues.
Yes, you were saying.
All right, now I'm gonna put shrink tube back on that.
Perfect. Todd is saying how his fan home Optimus Prime has been on time every month so far. Only 6 shipments left.
Don't say that too loud, you'll jinx it. It is a part work after all.
Okay, David James says the entrance chair guy put out a video build of it last year. Okay, so that's that one. I did watch that video, and it makes a really nice bird of prey.
Somebody should ask him if Harry Kim's his favorite character. The Eternal Ensign. All right, let's run this wire over. Okay, now I can say that all the wiring in the lower half is done. Woohoo! So now I just need to secure it all down, lock it down so it doesn't move. And I refilled my SolarRes bottle between live streams.
Nice.
My little one.
Is it the same kind that Jordan uses?
I don't know what kind Jordan uses. It's this.
Yep, like that, yeah. I think you said you replaced the bottle on it a couple streams ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or the lid on it, I should say.
I did. I'm just refilling my tea Earl Grey hot.
Captain Charlemagne says Klingon ships are interesting, but I truthfully believe the D7 is the best looking Klingon warship. So do you mean the D7 or do you mean the Katinga, which is the movie version of what the D7 was?
The Katinga is just a more detailed version of the D7.
D7, yeah. And given a name, not just a designation.
Although I'd rather it was pronounced Katang, not Katinga. But Wayne on the live stream earlier was saying that he might start doing some live streaming. Wayne from Motion Picture Miniatures.
Oh, okay.
And live stream the build of the Vorcha that he's got the molds for.
Okay.
The molds from the studio model.
Yep.
So he's thinking about starting to live stream when he does that build.
I'm just wondering if they're going to re-release the Vorcha kit, the regular model kit at any point.
It was a few years ago.
I'll have to look a little harder, see if I can find one to add to the stash and build one day.
Let me see here.
You got one in your stash waiting for a...
So I've got the repop.
Nice.
I've also got the old original release still in shrink tube.
Okay.
Shrink tube? Yes, apparently I've got the model in shrink tube.
That's some pretty big shrink tube.
In shrink wrap.
Okay.
So
I'll have to take a better look. I haven't really looked that closely in the past year or two, but I know in the past every once in a while I would look for it.
So I've got the 3 AMT Klingon ships, the Katinga, the Bird of Prey, and the Vorcha down there on the shelf behind my desk.
Nice.
Built all of them when I was younger.
Captain Charlemagne says, got shrink tube on the brain, Andrew.
Apparently it's shrink tube for everything. I wonder. Ugh.
I should have asked you when you had that kit. Oh, there you go. What scale is that anyway? Does it? Does the box say give a scale?
That's a good question. Um, 1400 scale. It says.
Okay. So I'd go with the 1400 Enterprise D then. Okay.
Don't mind the paint job. This was done when I was a young teenager. The build quality on the side isn't great either.
I think you give that a flat coat would improve the look.
It's got glow in the dark paint in the vents.
Ooh, fancy.
And on the windows.
You know, back before you did lighting, so yeah.
Yeah. But I remember having to mix the green color to get that weird TNG green on this thing. So I've got a bin of a bunch of my old models I built. Oh!
David James says, never cared much for those new TNG Klingon ships, but I did appreciate that they came up with a new design instead of continually reusing old models. Ooh.
So I've got this. I think I was in the process of repainting this one because I never fully painted the models. And then I started repainting a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But this one's clearly been in a battle.
Yes. Todd is now done with his Optimus Prime pages, and he's posted them, and he's now on to the Lich King. Oh, that's my favorite ship.
This one. It completely broke off the stand. Yeah. Missing the back end. And for some reason, I followed the box art and did blue on the nacelles.
Oh, okay. I think I did as well. When I was probably the same age you were when you did yours.
Yeah. Let's just say I know a little bit more about building models now than I did back then.
Oh, yeah, same here. Jody says, I wish I still had mine. I gave them to somebody's kid to play with.
You wish you still had what?
I'm assuming his old Star Trek kits.
Yeah.
Captain Charlie said, be interesting to see a comparison show how far you've come looking at the childhood model and the one from now, but with you being more experienced.
Yeah. The one that I was really happy with when I was younger was the Klingon Bird of Prey. Do you think I can find that thing anymore? I had painted the whole thing. I had done detail painting on it.
Yeah.
And I was really, at the time, I was really happy with how I had done it. Obviously, no lighting back then, but I think my UV light's getting a little low on power.
Stephen Haynes is off to bed. You have a good night, Stephen. Jody said, hey, the wings are on backwards to your D7 that was missing some bits.
Yeah, my wings are on backwards, huh? Wait, was that Jody that said that?
Yeah. Todd said, "Oh, I love that ship."
I wasn't building a 7D.
Yes. Steve Martin says, "Same here, but the newer Klingon ships grew on me in their service on DS9."
Yeah.
Trent was asking Todd, did Deirdix? And Todd says, "I think it's that one, Trent, the green oval one." He said, "I think."
The green Romulan one I had there was the Deirdix class.
Yeah. Yeah, that Romulan ship is sick. A bigger scale would be awesome. Yeah, because it's kind of off on its own scale.
Well, again, Wayne has castings from a mold from the studio model of the Romulan ship.
And then Captain Charlemagne says, "I know eBay has some on Amazon. Bird of Prey."
I think I might only have one Bird of Prey in the shop here. I know I've got 2 Vorcha, 1 Bird of Prey, and one 537 Katinga. I've got, let's see here. I've got I've actually got two of the old school Vorchas. One is not in shrink wrap.
Ah.
I've got an adversary set.
Yeah.
I've got a couple runabouts.
Yes, I've got one of the newer released ones and one of the older ones.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 2 complete adversary sets. One of them is still in shrink tube.
Shrink tube. Mm.
Ah! I did it again. I did it again. Ah. Shrink tube on the brain.
I don't want you to hear you sing later. Oh, I forgot to shrink tube that. Yeah.
I really
Yes,
need
Todd,
to do a
he does
kit
have
inventory.
He does have tube on the brain.
I think I need to do a kit inventory. I don't even know what I've got anymore.
Captain Sherman says, "Yeah, we're getting out you to drag out his stash instead of working, it seems."
Yeah.
Just a service he provides.
How are we doing on time?
You have about just about
40 minutes left?
Yeah, just under 40 minutes.
Okay. For anyone who's just joining, just a reminder that Jody is going to be going live on his channel once we're done here. So at 11 o'clock, we'll end here and send you on over to Jody's channel.
Yeah, I kind of like looking at other people's model stash to see what they have.
Well, when I got back into the hobby, I started scouring like eBay and stuff like that, just to try to see if I could rebuild a stash of kits of all the models I did when I was younger. Because when I was getting back into the hobby, what I wanted to do was rebuild all those kits I had done as a kid, but do them better.
Yes. Actually, I was really proud of a model I did of the runabout.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. I did a really good job on that, I thought.
Did you paint the whole thing, or did you use the base plastic?
No, I painted the entire thing.
See, I had a bad habit of just using the base plastic.
Oh, okay. No, I primed it, and then with I think a rattle can, and then I painted it by hand. But I had made a point of it of going to the hobby store and buying every paint color that they had on the color call out.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here's
did-
the top side.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom side.
Oh,
Top
really,
side.
really yellowed over time.
Yeah, and that's just from the sun.
Yeah.
Because I didn't paint the plastic.
Yep. No, I had the whole thing covered in paint with all the different colors they called out for on every panel. David James says, I've got enough models to keep me busy the rest of my life, and yet I keep buying more for some reason.
Talking about light exposure.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad.
So you see where the saucer was attached?
You sure can, yeah.
And then where it wasn't. And again, that's just all like see the underneath. Again, that's just the bare plastic, right?
Yeah.
Look at the size difference. Actually, the D, I think, was the first Star Trek model I built.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to try, hopefully, to get your JJ price sent out this coming week.
Oh, cool. There's not anything you're already coming to Ontario for, is there?
No.
No.
Or we just do a big trip to the post office there. I'll put together a box for Andrew too with that lighting. Won't be near as big as your box. Jody, yeah.
What kind of lighting are you setting them?
Just some LEDs, some SMDs, anything that I have that's I'm not using anymore because it's a pre-resistored at 9 volt.
Yeah.
That I've already bought replacements for, and then like my 9 volt battery connectors. I think I got like 20. I think I got a bag of like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So you can hook it up to a 9 volt battery.
Yeah, I don't use the 9 volt stuff anymore because I use all 5 volt.
Yep.
5 volt addressables.
Yeah. Mine aren't addressables, but they're 5 volts.
Yeah.
Or else I've just bought ones that just aren't resisted at all. And just put my own resistors on them.
So this might all look like a mess, but it's actually coming together fairly, how about as cleanly and as neatly as I think possible for the number of wires that are in here.
Todd says he says, I wish I still had the 1400 D I made as a kid, painting every Aztec and window by hand.
Yeah.
Jody says, same here. I had the same one and a Daredix and Voyager.
Yeah. I at one point I was thinking about fully repainting my Enterprise D and adding the individual panel paint scheme by hand based on those horrid raised sections. Well, what I now would consider to be horrid raised sections.
Alan Kelly is here, and he says, Andrew, you say that only use 5 volts for models?
Yeah, because I'm either using Arduinos with addressable LEDs or the Raspberry Pis from Inner Lighting from Scale Electronics with addressable LEDs. It's great. Just you hook it up to USB power, and less chance for a client to burn out the LEDs by connecting the wrong power supply. Not that that's ever happened.
Yeah, Todd says 5 volts is just so versatile.
Yeah. 5 volts is king when you're doing addressable LEDs. Addressable LEDs, where I can read about those. Yeah, you can just do a Google addressable LEDs. So you'll notice, let me zoom in on one of these. I think I can do that because I think I've got everything tacked down here. I'll give it another pass and look here in a moment. But let's see, what can I zoom in on here? Okay, so you'll notice on the LED strips, let me get my gloves off here. You'll notice that they're not standard, typical LED strips where you've just got positive and ground. You've got 3 wires going into these. So you've got your positive, which is, in this case, the red cable. I need a pointer. Here's a pointer. Nice little file. And I can do this as well. So you've got... no, you can't see that one. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. So you've got your red, which is the positive. You've got your black, which is the ground. And then you've got this third cable. It is a data cable. So essentially, all of the LEDs, all of the addressable LEDs are connected to each other through the data line. Now, it's only the LEDs on the disc here that I've got the power running in series. Just because of the way it's installed, just made life a lot easier. I don't typically do that, but all of the data lines are run in series. And so the first LED in the data line is in the nacelle for the warp chiller. So LEDs number 1 through 39 are assigned in the software as a warp chiller grill, specifically the starboard warp chiller grill. Then LEDs 40 through 48 are the Buzzards here. Then 49. Then so the wire, the data chain wire, comes up through the post into the secondary hull. Actually, I need to zoom out now. Sorry, another service I provide. So the data line comes in to the model, it comes up the pylon, goes into the warp nacelle, does 1 through 39, then it goes into the 9 LEDs, does 40 through 48. Then the green data cable goes back down across the other side. It does 49 through 87 for warp chiller grills, and it does 88 through 96. Then it goes back down the pylon into the secondary hull, and it runs LEDs 97 through 126 are windows. Then number 127 is a photon. 128 through 147 are more windows, so on and so forth throughout the whole thing. So I've actually got a spreadsheet that tells me exactly which number of LED is what in the model. And so in the software, I just go in and I say, so I assign all the LED groupings, and then I say, so group that's marked warp, I'm going to apply this effect. And so it knows that LEDs 1 through 39 and 49 through 87 are warp LEDs, and so it applies the warp effect. It knows that LED number 127 is the aft photon, and so it knows to fire the photons off that LED. It knows that that 148 is this one right here that's coated in black paint with a fiber on it. It knows that that's the forward photon. So when I hit the photon effect, it fires just that specifically that LED. None of the others on the strip, just that one. And so it allows you to really dial in every single aspect of the lighting effects. And it means that you're not locked into specific effects on that's programmed into a board. Like say if you get a Tenna controls board, great boards, great products, but when you use a Tenna controls board and you wire it all up, you get the effects that Ralph has programmed into his boards. Whereas here, the whole model can be built, and I can go into the software and I can just make any LED in the model do absolutely anything I wanted to. So that's the advantage of the addressable LEDs. And you can get the addressable LEDs. You can get the strips on Amazon. You can get 5mm addressable LED singles. They've got 4 leads on them. So you've got positive, negative, data in, data out. And I was planning on using some of those on this model, but I ended up, because I was going to use them in the Buzzards, but I ended up putting 9 LEDs in a strip, because why not? Give you lots of room for effects.
Andrew asks, who makes the Voyager kit?
So there's 2 Voyager kits out there. There is the Revell Germany kit, which is, one moment, please. Ugh. So you've got the Revell Germany, or Revell monogram kit, and it is a 1/677 scale, I think it is. I think that's what it is. It is about 20 inches long. I just grabbed the measurement that was readily available on the box there. And then there is, under my desk, one moment. Then there is the Polar Lights 1000 scale. So when it comes to Voyager, you've got a couple options.
And you may be able to find on eBay the Bandai version as well.
Oh yeah, I don't normally think about the Bandai kits.
Steve Martin says, I've been using power converters for to power 9 to 12 volts down to 5 volts USB.
Okay.
Steve Martin says, Andrew, does the Raspberry Pi get installed inside the model or the base?
Well, you can install it wherever you want, but I never install a control board of any type in the model. I keep them in the base. The LEDs, I stress test for 24 hours before they get installed in the model, so I know that they're good, because if they're going to die, usually they'll die in that time. Because I never want to crack this thing open to repair something. And, you do run the risk if you put the controller, whatever that controller is, in the ship, you run the risk of it dying and having to crack it open to replace the board. If the board's in the base, it makes it super easy to swap it out if you need to. So I will never put the control board in the model. That's just my personal thing. Unless there was a reason why I absolutely had to, like a client wanted it to be completely wireless, but I would probably try to come up with an access to it. So if I had to do it on this model, if I had to, I'd probably try to do something with the shuttle bay or something to be able to get access.
And Jody says he wants a 1/1000 or 1/1000 scale Voyager.
He wants one, or he has one? Oh, he wants one. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew says, thank you. First Starship model I want to make is either a huge Voyager model or a Drake Cutlass Black, my two favorite ships.
The 1000 scale model is the first model that Blair is building. So he's currently working on that right now. All right, I think I've got all of the wiring secured down in place. So I can throw this. I mean, not that there's a whole lot of time left on the stream. There's about 20 minutes. But I can move this over to the other desk and get the top saucer on this desk and get working on that. So let's do this and this, and you can watch it fly over to the desk, to the bench on the back here.
Jody says, hi, Cam. Madowell says back, hey, Jody and everyone. That's, I think, his brother or brother-in-law.
Very cool.
And Jody says, I like the challenge of building the small models.
Yeah. Everybody has their thing, right? Everybody has the things they like to do. Jody likes the small models. I like the larger models. Everybody has their niche. It'd be pretty boring if we were all just building exactly the same models.
Exactly.
All right, so where am I on the top of this? There's not really much as far as service I provide, having the wrong screen up. Here we go. Top saucer. What do I need to do on this? I've got to connect the 0402 SMD nav lights together. I've got to install nav lights into the upper saucer section here. Let's see, let's turn this thing over.
You got about 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left, yeah. So somewhere around here, I'm going to have to punch holes through to put those LEDs in. And actually, maybe that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the time tonight. And what I can do is I can, let me get my pin vise set up. Here it is. I've got my 0402 SMD hole drilling bit here. Get that installed into my old pin vise. And I am going to take a reference off the other Enterprise D back there as to where exactly I need to put these holes for these 0402 SMDs. They're the white ones that go right here, because there's white ones here and then there's white ones on the neck and side. Underneath there are 3, so 2 whites on each side and the red and green as appropriate. All right. I've got a pencil. I'm going to grab a piece of tape strip. Tape strip, pencil. I'm going to take a measurement.
Make a template.
And how high up does that need to go? Okay. Roughly around there. I think it needs to go just up a little bit more. mark the spot. And then I'm going to mark the back of the tape.
Alan Kelly says, any thoughts on lighting a model on a rotating platform? Example, a Cylon base star.
On a rotating flat or rotating sideways?
And Jody says, I was wondering about the small detail on the rear of the nacelles where the light is. Is that molded in? I had to make that in 25 or at 2500 scale.
Wondering about the small detail on the rear of the nacelles. Hold on. One moment. Please stand by while we complete your long distance call. To avoid this message, please dial 1 in front of a 10-digit long distance number. Thank you. Here we go. So, Jody, are you referring to those details on the back? Is that the one you're talking about? Yes.
He says yes. Okay.
Okay. So that detail, let me switch off my phone here now. So those are on the Generations version only. They are not on the TV version. And both the 2500 scale kit and the 1400 scale kit do not come with those details molded in. If you want to add them, you have to either find an aftermarket part for them or create it yourself, which I'm assuming in your case you would probably create it yourself, given your particular skill sets.
Alan Kelly, in reference to a rotating model, he says flat.
Flat.
Jody says Alan uses an audio jack for power. It can rotate.
Yeah, so
if you have no flashings or flashy lights or anything,
yeah,
or you could put a lighting board in that case in your model.
Yeah, the easiest way to do it would be to use a 1/4-inch audio jack. They're also known as phone jacks, and because it's got the 2 lines on it. So although you're not carrying audio signals on it, it's just a matter of conducting, like conductive material. So what you could do is install it where you've got the male end on your base and the female end on your model, and then when the model turns, it will stay connected, but it'll be free to rotate around. So, and in that case, you'd probably want to put a controller in your model, unless you're using like the Raspberry Pi setup or the Arduino setup, and you're only running one data line in. You might be able to get the is it tippered sleeve? I think is what it's called. Tippered sleeve 1/4-inch jack. Let me just look that up quickly. Tapered No, that's not what I'm looking for. 3-line 1/4-inch connector called. What is it called?
And you just been dashed.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Howard, how's it going? Thank you so much. Welcome to the live stream. Tip and ring. That's it. Tip and ring. Thank you, Todd.
Andrew is asking, do you use LED filaments? Hadn't heard of them until your video was tested. What are they good for in your opinion?
Give me one moment here. That's not what I wanted to do. I will get right on that in one moment. Are we in downloads? We're in downloads. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm just doing... Okay, here we go. So thank you, Dash, for the dashing. Again, never required. Very much appreciated, though. Tip ring sleeve. So you could go with one of those. So you've got a mono connector, you've got your stereo connector, and then you've got one that has the 3 on it. So tip ring sleeve is what it's called. So you could run one of those connectors, and then you'd have your power. So your positive, you'd have your ground, and you would have your data potentially on that. And then the model would turn around that. The prongs on the inside would remain connected. You would always have a connection point. So you would have your data flowing through, and you would have your power running through. So a tip ring sleeve is probably, connector is probably what I would go with there. Yeah. Sorry.
Filament LEDs. What's your what are they good for in your opinion? Filament LEDs.
Filament LEDs. You're talking about like the narrow, long, slim things. I think that there are some addressable cobs out now that you can get. But,
I'm using filament LEDs for the pylons on my Reliant for the Raytheon effect.
Yeah, I typically steer clear of those just because I don't have a great way of controlling them. But there are addressable cob lights out there now, which are handy.
And Steve says what I was thinking too. It would be cool to put a K7 space station on a rotating platform.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm trying to see where these. Oh, found it. Found where you are in the chat.
Now I don't know if you want to change your screen now.
Yeah, I will change the screen.
Let's see here. So yeah, and then they were talking about phono jacks, different types. Jody's agreeing. Yes, K7. Alan Kelly says thank you. And Jody uses the noodle ones, which are bendable.
Yep.
And Howard says basically the same as my silo. I loader it, uses a ring and contact point as it rotates in the circle.
Yeah.
And you got about 8 minutes left.
Thank you. Nice. So one of the advantages to like the inner lighting system from Scale Electronics, not sponsored, in that situation is that you don't have any buttons connected to anything on the inside, right? You can control it with your iPad remotely. So you don't have to worry about that component either. All right.
Todd says you can search for phono jack plugs by the type TRS, TRRS.
Yeah.
So tip, ring, sleeve, 2, 3, or 4 wire. He says, but I've only seen 4 wire in 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter jack plugs.
Yeah, you can get the tip ring sleeve, like the 3-channel ones in the 1/4 inch, which would be much more durable than the 1/8 inch connector. Because you don't want to have that model rotating on the smaller like headphone jack kind of a deal. You want the larger 1/4 inch one just for the durability of it. All right, let's get some power into the breadboard. 5-volt USB power into the breadboard. And let me grab my last 2 remaining 0402 SMDs that have to be installed.
Yeah, Howard's saying that's what Win and Lou used for the Ring space station on 2001 model.
Oh, yeah? Makes sense.
And Todd says, Andrew is right. The 1/4 inch 3 wire is the strongest option with the most wires.
Typically, I use those connectors for what they're meant to be used for sound gear and stuff, but that would be my go-to thought as far as being able to get power and data through on a rotating base.
Jody says he actually has a few of those jacks and plugs in his guitar supplies.
Yeah, you would. But you can get them not already wired into anything, so you can wire all your own stuff in. So I don't know if you can see, but there's the 0402 SMD.
Yes, you can see that.
Going in there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. So I like to have them turn on while I'm placing the LED. Oh, of course, they're just they're very thin wires just trying to stick into the breadboard, so they turn off quite easily. I like the 0402 SMDs because they give those lights really in scale.
Yeah, they do.
And it puts the light source right there rather than having to mess with fiber. Fiber is great in a lot of situations, but I really like having... Oh, I just squeezed a little bit too much solar res out of the bottle.
Suck it back in. Todd says, well, they're not designed for constant rotation. That's what slip rings are for. And Todd says, Adafruit makes a 12 millimeter slip ring with 6 wires for like $17.50.
Well, that's cool.
They are specially designed to be turned. And with only a few minutes left in the stream, Buckman's Model Mania shows up. Hey, Buck.
Hey, Buck. How's it going?
He says, hey, everyone.
Thanks for stopping by. You stopped by just in time to be passed over to Jody's live stream. There we go. And maybe just enough time to if I can find the hole it's supposed to go into here. Ah. Let me zoom back out. Oh. I accidentally activated that as a overlay. See if I can get this, fit this through here. If not, I'll pop it through from the outside. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop this one through from the outside. Not a big deal. So we are coming to the end of the stream tonight. We are going to throw a link into the chat here just as soon as I get this LED run through the opening here. There we are. So we're gonna pop a link to Jody's stream. So when we're done here, you can hop over there, and he's going to keep you entertained while you work for a little while longer. As I have to finish off because I have to work in the morning. So thank you everyone for stopping by, for watching the live stream. Thank you, Dash, for your dashing tonight. Hope that you guys have enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure that you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, you can hit that subscribe button today. But for now, my name is Andrew. Your producer tonight has been Ken. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.